You're live.
Everybody, I think people are probably logging on. Probably going on Facebook or YouTube. They're being, I guess you call it simulcast. I don't know. Um, but what I'm going to do here in just a few moments, I'm going to wait a little bit longer while people are trying to log in. I don't have the ability to see immediate live chats right now. If you've got a certain request or if something goes wrong, you can post something on the Emmanuel Faith site, and someone can let me know that there's some issues. But I think we've got everything okay. We checked the signal, and we'll wait just a few moments before I get started here. I think I got everybody's request. I put it in my little blue notebook, and hopefully it won't fall down off the stand. But I'm literally just going to go through every song you guys requested. I got about 20 songs I think people asked for. Some go all the way back, some gospel pieces from the turn of the century, some ancient hymns, things like that. And just thought we'd spend some time singing through these. You can sing at home. And yeah, it's funny. Just a little talk here. Wow, we have Jeff from Dallas, Texas joining. Wow, that's fantastic. Got Paul. Hi, Paul. How you doing? I can see some of those posts live. Appreciate that. Um, while you guys are all logging in, just a little autobiographical moment here. The reason I did this is because I'm somebody as a musician who's always had one foot in the past and one foot in the present. A lot of times that works to my advantage. Sometimes that can you can literally feel kind of torn apart. But it seems like on the good side of things, um, when we go through times of crisis like we're going through right now, um, I enjoy the fact that I can reach back. I can reach back to songs that have carried people throughout the years and the ages, and that's such an important thing to me. And so I thought this is probably the best way we can unify our hearts. When we're doing the online worship on the weekends, we're in real time, and we're enjoying that. And I hope you're enjoying those worship times. But I needed personally just a time we can kind of sit down and as best we can sit in the living room together and just sing and play through these songs. And I won't talk much. I'm just going to play and sing and share some things. Some of these songs mean a great deal to me. I've got some stories behind them, some things I've found out. But I'm going to begin with one. And some of you may even have hymnals at home. Hey, Dennis, how you doing? I may not say hi to everybody, but Becky, wow, Becky Moreland. Is Carrie with you? I don't know if he is. Hi, Esther. We're going to do This Is My Father's World tonight for you. But Becky and Carrie, they go all the way back to El Paso days. Hi, Tony. Fantastic. A lot of people. Hi, Jason. Hope you're doing well. Wow, Nancy, how are you? Great. Hi, Sue. Sue's all the way from Oregon. Fantastic. This is great. I should have charged for this. Some sort of fee. All right. Well, I'm going to begin with a song that I'm going to admit was not one of my favorites for a long time. I would do sometimes memorial services, and they'd always ask for this song, and I thought, it's kind of contrived. It doesn't have a lot of depth to it until I began to look at the history of the piece, and it's the song called "In the Garden." And Charles Austin Miles, he was asked by another person, a revivalist preacher, to write a song that would encourage people in the year 1912. And it was a very chaotic time for them as well. And he wrote this song because the person who asked said, we've got to sing a song in our tent meetings that really encourage people going through a rough time right now. And on top of that, as I began to meditate a lot upon John 15, where Jesus says, abide in me, remain in me, and I in you, I found that the goal of our praise and worship doesn't stop there. The ultimate goal is for God to restore to us what was lost in the fall, and that's communion with him, heart-to-heart communion with him. So that's really what this is about. He was reading the resurrection story, and he was visualizing Mary there in the garden and Jesus, and this song came about. So I'm going to sing through this, and like I said, if my music falls, I'll say oops and pick it back up and jump back in. But this is In the Garden, all right? Sing along with me. Well, I come to the garden alone, while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses, and he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. He speaks, and the sound of his voice is so sweet, the birds hush their singing, and the melody that he gave to me within my heart is ringing, and he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. Well, I'd stay in the garden with him, though the night around me is falling, but he bids me go through the voice of war. His voice to me is calling, and he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known, none other has ever known. Some of these songs that came through the requests earlier on today, man, took me back, and this is one back in the 90s that really was significant for me as well. It's a song called God Will Make a Way. And I can't remember if Teddy, you would ask for this, or Janet may have done that, but what a powerful song. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. Let's sing through that, all right? God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide, hold me closely to his side, with love and strength for each new day. He will make a way, he will make a way. Oh, God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide, hold me closely to his side, with love and strength for each new day. He will make a way, he will make a way, by a road Rivers in the desert will I see. Heaven and earth will fade, but His word will still remain. He will do something new today. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me, and He will be my guide. Hold me closely to His side, with love and strength for each new day. He will make a way. He will make a way. Oh, He will make a way. He will make a way. 'Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus, just to take Him at His word, just to rest upon His promise, just to know thus saith the Lord. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust Him, how I proved Him more and more. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust Him more. Oh, how sweet to trust in Jesus, just to trust His cleansing blood, just in simple faith to plunge me neath the healing cleansing flood. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust Him, how I proved Him more and more. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust Him more. Yes, 'tis sweet to trust in my Jesus, just from sin and self to cease, just from Jesus simply taking life and rest and joy and peace. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust Him, how I proved Him more and more. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust Him more. Oh, I trust Him more, and I'm so glad I learned to trust Thee, precious Jesus, Savior, friend. And I know that Thou art with me, will be with me to the end. Oh, Jesus, Jesus, how I trust Him, how I proved Him more and more. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust Him more. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust him. How I proved him more and more. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust him more. Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine, heir of salvation, purchase of God, born of his Spirit, I'm washed in his blood. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. Perfect submission, perfect delight, visions of rapture now burst on my sight. Angels descending, bring from above echoes of mercy and whispers of love. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. In perfect submission, all is at rest, and I in my Savior am happy and blessed, watching and waiting, looking above, filled with his goodness, lost in his love. And this is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. All the day long. Ivan said, who requested all these pieces, Blessed Assurance. I was going to kind of do a little shout out here kind of like a little cover band here at a restaurant or something like that. Ah, I think my niece Corinne did "'Tis So Sweet to Trust in Jesus." Joanne asked for "In the Garden." My sister, "God Will Make Way." Don't worry, my family isn't the only people watching here, all right? But, yeah, we'll get to them all here. Janelle, my other niece, she asked for this one. What a great song of faithfulness. Um, Book of Lamentations literally is Jeremiah's documentation of just the depression he was experiencing as he looked over just the fall of the people of God. And in the middle of all of that, he talks about, in the midst of all the circumstances, God's sovereignty and how God is faithful to us. And so I thought it was just fitting to sing this song of faithfulness, right? Great is thy faithfulness, O God, my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassions, they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever will be. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Summer and winter, and springtime and harvest, sun, moon, and stars in their courses above, join with all nature in manifold witness to thy great faithfulness, mercy, great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Pardon for sin and a peace that endureth, thine own dear presence to cheer and to guide, strength for today and bright hopes for tomorrow, blessings all mine with 10,000 beside. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. I think in the middle of all that, I don't know if those of you in San Diego felt that. I think an earthquake just hit. I was going along and I thought a bomb went off or something, but I don't know if you all felt that here in Escondido, but it felt like something rolled over. I'm still here. So, all right. A couple of you, hopefully this is the right song. A couple of you on Facebook asked for a song called you had mentioned a line, and I tried to find it. I think it was, "When you don't see his plan, when you can't trace his hand, trust his heart." Hopefully, that's the song you were looking for. It's somewhat new for me. It's been a while. I'm actually gonna kinda sight read this, so if I don't get it all right, that's okay. Just forgive me. But, wow, what a powerful song. Babby Mason, I think, the gospel singer Babby Mason sings this one, and, I just thought I'd give it a shot and sing through it. Just a powerful message for right now, and, forgive me if you hear all the page flipping and everything else, but, just gonna sing through it. Hopefully, don't miss the words. Hopefully, it ministers to your heart. When you can't see his plan, trust his heart. Beautiful piece. All things work for our good, though sometimes we can't see how they could. Struggles that break our hearts in two sometimes bind us to the truth. Our Father knows what's best for us. His ways are not our own. So when your pathway grows dim and you just can't see him, remember you're never alone. God is too wise to be mistaken, and God is too good to be unkind. So when you don't understand, when you don't see his plan, when you can't trace his hand, trust his heart. He sees the master plan. He holds the future in his hands. So don't live as those who have no hope. All our hope is found in him. We see the present clearly, but he sees the first and the last. And like a tapestry, he's weaving you and me to someday be just like him. God is too wise to be mistaken. God is too good to be unkind. So when you don't understand, when you don't see his plan, when you can't trace his hand, trust his heart. He alone is faithful and true. He alone knows what is best for you. God is too wise to be mistaken. God is too good to be unkind. So when you don't understand, when you don't see his plan, when you can't trace his hand, trust his heart. When you don't understand, when you can't see his plan, when you can't trace his hand, trust his heart. What a beautiful piece. Great piece. God sent his son. They called him Jesus, and he came to love, heal and forgive. He bled and died to buy my pardon, empty grave is there to prove my Savior lives. And because He lives, I can face tomorrow. Because He lives, all fear is gone. Because I know He holds the future, and life is worth the living just because He lives. And how sweet to hold a newborn baby and feel the pride and joy He gives. But greater still, the calm assurance this child can face uncertain days because He lives. And because He lives, I can face tomorrow. And because He lives, all fear is gone. And because I know He holds the future, and life is worth the living just because He lives. And then one day I'll cross the river, and I'll fight life's final war with pain. And then as death gives way to victory, I'll see the light of glory, and I'll know He lives. And because He lives, I can face tomorrow. And because He lives, all fear is gone. And because I know He holds the future, and life is worth the living just because He lives. Ken, wait, I don't know if you're listening or not. It's been a while since I've done this one, few years. I don't know if I'll do all 5 verses, but let me turn the light up here a little bit. It's getting a little dark in the room. If you can't see my eyes, that's okay. But I'm going to bring up the light here a little bit. This is standing on the promises, standing on the solid rock of Christ, standing on His eternal word. All right. Standing on the promises of Christ, my King, through eternal ages let His praises ring. Glory in the highest, I will shout and sing. I'm standing on the promises of God. I'm standing on the promises of God, my Savior. I'm standing on the promises of God, standing on the promises that cannot fail. When the howling storms of doubt and fear assail, by the living word of God I shall prevail. I'm standing on the promises of God, standing on the promises of God, my Savior, standing.
standing. I'm standing on the promises of God, standing on the promises I cannot fall, listening every moment to the Spirit's call, resting in my Savior as my all in all. I'm standing on the promises of God. I'm standing, standing on the promises of God, my Savior. Standing, I'm standing on the promises of God.
I think this is some of the richest poetry in this hymn. Speaking of the steadfast, unending love of God. Every time I sing this, I think of the passage in Ephesians 3. It talks about the height and the depth and the width of the love of God in Christ Jesus. Some of the most beautiful poetry.
The love of God is greater far than tongue or pen can ever tell. It goes beyond the highest star and reaches to the lowest hell. The guilty pair bowed down with care. God gave His Son to win His erring child. He reconciled and pardoned from His sin. Oh, love of God, how rich and pure, how measureless and strong, it shall forevermore endure. The saints and angels song. When years of time shall pass away, and earthly thrones and kingdoms fall, when men who hear refuse to pray on rocks and hills and mountains call, God's love so pure shall still endure, all measureless and strong, redeeming grace to Adam's race, the saints and angels song. Oh, love of God, how rich and pure, how measureless and strong, it shall forevermore endure. The saints and angels. Could we within the ocean fill, and were the skies of parchment made, and were every stroke on earth a quill, and every man a scribe by trade, to write the love of God above, would drain the ocean dry, nor could the scroll contain the whole, though stretched from sky to sky. Oh, love of God, how rich and pure, how measureless and strong, it shall forevermore endure. the saints and angels song. Oh, love of God, how rich and pure, how measureless and strong, it shall forevermore endure, the saints and angels song.
Now, Connie, I don't know if you're out there listening or not and participating here. Let me check my phone. I heard a couple of beeps. Didn't know if somebody was texting me something. Let me check it out here. Yep, we're good. Oh, by the way, there was an earthquake, 4.6. I guess we call that a tremor here. Hold on, let me get a drink of water. This next song Connie requested is called Ivory Palaces. Connie, I have never, ever heard of this song. I sang it 5 minutes before I came on, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to sing a couple of verses and choruses for you because you asked for it. And really, it's a beautiful piece. And you'll hear it. You hear the music. It's really haunting. It takes you back to another time and place. Goes all the way back, I think, to the turn of the century, or at least the 20s, somewhere around there. It's called Ivory Palaces. The Lord has come, it's so wondrous fine, and myrrh their texture fills. Its fragrance reached to this heart of mine, with joy my being thrills. Oh my goodness, Connie, I don't have the other page. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Let me rip this out. I'm going to start again. Yes, the magic of live stream. All right, let me try it one more time. I'll start from the top. The Lord has come, it's so wondrous fine, and myrrh their texture fills. Its fragrance reached to this heart of mine, with joy my being thrills. Out of the ivory palaces, into a world of woe, only this great eternal love made my Savior go. In garments glorious he will come, to open wide the door, and I shall enter my heavenly home, to dwell forevermore. Out of the ivory palaces, into a world of woe, only his great eternal love made my Savior go. Hope I did okay on that, Connie. Probably did it slower than usual. And I always have that fear when someone requests something like that, that maybe I picked the wrong song completely. I researched it, and that was the one I found. So hopefully that's the one you were looking for. This next one, usually a good choir is really good for this. I'm going to dedicate this one to Emmanuel Faith Choir and Orchestra. They've got a beautiful recording of this, and I'm not going to do justice with it, but Tamara Beatty requested this. Let's sing Total Praise, okay? Bear with me on this one, all right? If you're out there in the choir, you just let it go, okay? And Lord, I will lift my eyes to
the hills, knowing my help is coming from you. Your peace you give me in time of the storm. You are the source of my strength, and you are the strength of my life. And I lift my hands in total praise to
Love to sing those praises. Total praise, total life orientation, total devotion to the Lord, lifting up a song of praise, especially during the times that we're going through. In my heart, there rings a melody. Another person recommended this. I think this is the word search that I did on this. And I tell you what, it's a new one for me as well. But as I said, I was going to cover every tune that's requested. So what I'm going to do is sing through this and give it my best shot. Okay. Don't laugh too hard or sing along with me. All right. In my heart, there rings a melody. What a beautiful message, though, for this time. All right. I have a song that Jesus gave me. It was sent from heaven above. There never was a sweeter melody. 'Tis a melody of love. In my heart there rings a melody. There rings a melody with heaven's harmony. In my heart there rings a melody. There rings a melody of love. 'Twill be my endless theme in glory. With the angels I will sing. 'Twill be a song with glorious harmony when the chords of heaven ring. In my heart there rings a melody. There rings a melody with heaven's harmony. In my heart there rings a melody. There rings a melody of love. Another beautiful piece written in 1924, and that was a time when actually they were encouraging songwriters to write songs that were happy because they've been going through wartime and all kinds of struggles. And so that was a beautiful song that they wrote then, 1924. In my heart there rings a melody. We got about 10 minutes left, and I've covered just about every song. Ken, I'll get to you on the Heaven Came Down and Glory Filled My Soul. I love that song, but I've got a couple more I want to do for you. I want to do This Is My Father's World, and then I thought we close out with a couple of what I call Christian national anthems. It Is Well With My Soul, and How Great Thou Art. All right, let me find This Is My Father's Word. I got to go old-fashioned style and look it up in my hymnal here. Hopefully it won't take me too much time. The gentleman who wrote this, I'll give you a little trivia on this. I was reading about it the other day. He lived up in the New York area. He was a pastor, and hold on, let me mark this. And he would go out walking around Lake Ontario, and he wrote actually a 16-verse poem that this hymn is taken from. And when he would go out, go walking, people had said that he would say, I'm going out to see my Father's world. And that's where he got the phrase. And every single verse of this poem begins, "This is my Father's world." I especially love the third verse. Let me read it first to you. Hopefully my hymnal is not going to fall over here. I may actually have to kind of do this old school style up here. But the third verse, "This is my Father's world. Oh, let me never forget that though the wrong seems oft so strong, God is the ruler yet. This is my Father's world. The battle is not done. Jesus who died shall be satisfied, and earth and heaven be one." What a powerful verse.
This is my Father's world, and to my listening ears all nature sings, and around me rings the music of the spheres. This is my Father's world. I rest me in the thought of rocks and trees, of skies and seas, His hand the wonders wrought. This is my Father's world. The birds their carols raise, the morning light, the lily white, declare their Maker's praise. This is my Father's world. He shines in all that's fair. In the rustling grass I hear Him pass. He speaks to me everywhere. This is my Father's world. Oh, let me never forget that though the wrong seems off so strong, God is the ruler yet. This is my Father's world. The battle is not done. Jesus who died shall be satisfied, and earth and heaven be one.
Quickly, just go to a couple more pieces here. Let's go to another piece that really, I'll be able to sing just a few verses of this one, then close out with "How Great Thou Art." But it is well with my soul. Hopefully, I'm going to sing a couple of my favorites here. I love all four verses, but I think we got time to get through 1, 3, and 4 here. All right. When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever, my Lord, Thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. My sin, oh, the bliss of this glorious thought. My sin not in part, but the whole is nailed to the cross, and I bear it no more. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord, oh my soul. It is well with my soul.
opens a scroll, the trump shall resound, and the Lord shall descend. Even so, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul. Hopefully I can remember the words of this. I was going to open up the hymnal, but we'll wing it since we're pressed for time. Oh Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the worlds thy hands have made, I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe display. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art, when Christ shall come with shout of acclamation and take me home. What joy shall fill my heart? Then I shall bow in humble adoration and there proclaim, my God, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art, how great thou art, how great thou art. Well, I hope these songs encouraged you and realigned your soul. I call it spiritual chiropractic medicine, kind of realigning our troubled souls and refilling us and communing together as the body of Christ. What a wonderful way that we can do this in this day and time. So I want to let you know next Friday at 7:30, not 6:30, but 7:30, we're going to do a Good Friday version of this. What you're going to find out, I'm going to give you a little preview, is that we're going to post online at Emmanuel Faith a family at-home communion guide where you'll share communion with your family or with friends. You can set up Zoom or FaceTime or something and share communion together. And that'll go on for about an hour or whatever. And then at 7:30, the disciples, when they got done with the Passover meal, it says they went out and they sang a hymn. Well, I'm going to come back at 7:30 after that communion time and just lead us in another hour of songs of the cross, just focusing on the significance of the atoning work of Christ on the cross. Again, it's next Friday at 7:30. We'll simultaneously do our at-home communion time and then have a time of hymn singing next Friday as well. So grace and peace to you. I'm so happy you joined, and I'll put another post out and you can make your request known. All right. God bless. We'll talk to you soon. See you next week, hopefully.